Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keith, the Coach Jones, and I would like to let you know that it is my privilege to be doing this training for you, each and every one of you tonight. You could be doing a million and one different things. However, you're putting in the time to grow and build your business. So I'm going to give you the best training that I'm capable of giving you tonight. All right. So I do want to let you know that this, this training will be recorded, and I will post it in our group tomorrow. If you're a part of the Level 6 Club Facebook group, all right? So let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want you to take up too much of your time, all right? Well, today's training, I wanted to touch upon something that I've been learning, that I had to overcome within my own journey to success. And I feel that each and every one of us that's on this call tonight that took out the time needs to hear this, okay? Because there's a lot of resistance that goes on in this industry, the network marketing business industry, okay? So the training I want to go over tonight is on fear and failure. You know, these are two topics that, very deeply seated in this industry and ultimately in your business as well. You just don't know it. And the reason why I put up the mouse, ladies and gentlemen, on the first slide is because your fear might be a mouse. Someone else's fear might be a snake. Someone else's fear might be a spider, a bee, any type of bug. However, we all have fears. And it's not because we have seen one or we learned this fear firsthand. It was because of something that was passed along from someone that was teaching us, okay? A lot of people don't like mice because of, their parents or their significant other or their brother or sister didn't like mice. So they instilled in you that, hey, mice is tricky. I see it going on all the time with my daughter and her mother. My daughter's mother doesn't like, bugs and, mice, things of that nature. And she showed that to my young daughter, which is 3 right now. And now my daughter's picking up the habit of fearing bugs and mice. It's something that is taught to us, all right? So I'm going to try to tie in fear and failure in this training to show you how fear and failure is holding you back from becoming the ultimate business person that I know you are, okay? So let's get started. So fear. Fears are stories that we tell ourselves. Fear, holds us back from starting anything in life. If you haven't tried anything before, fear will hold you back from trying new things. It might be karaoke, going to a karaoke bar. You might have a fear of getting in front of people and them laughing at you, or you're messing up, so you don't want to mess up in front of different people. So you have the fear of singing at a karaoke bar, which is supposed to be fun, okay? You might have, a lot of us, including myself, maybe you didn't, but I do. This is one of my fears, growing up and going to school was I had a fear of reading in front of a group. Now I overcame that fear because now I'm training and talking before a group. However, that was just an emotion that I was feeding my mind, okay? We might have a fear of asking a question that you may think somebody else might think is stupid, or you should know the answer. Just imagine an individual that's in our business right now that might be 65 years old in this business. There's a couple people that's in our business right now that's at least of the age of 60. They might have a fear of asking a question about something so basic that to them they think that they should already have known. So they don't ask a question because they don't want to be looked upon as not knowing something. Fear is a powerful emotion, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Fear might be you're talking to people about your business. Maybe you don't know what to say. No, you don't. Maybe you don't want to hear a no, or maybe just this one particular day, by you talking to a person, to individuals this particular day, you heard 10 to 20 no's. So you see another opportunity to go talk to somebody, but fear has set itself in and prevents you from going and talking to this person, and you don't talk to them. However, that might be the person that just says yes. All right. Fear might be you're afraid to being laughed at. Growing up, a lot of people get bullied because of fear. Fear of fighting an individual, of protecting themselves from a bully. All right? Fear has many faces, ladies and gentlemen. And once you realize what face fear is inside of your life right now, you can eliminate fear. All right? Fear can be overcome by consciously telling yourself that I'm not afraid. Just do it. Fear holds you back from failing. However, you have to fail in order to become successful, because if you don't fail, how do you know what works? It's just like talking to people about your business. It's no magic formula, ladies and gentlemen. You see people bringing in people every day or every other day, and you might have not brought in one single person because those individuals are just talking to more people than you are. That's the only difference. They have gotten over their fear of talking to people and doing something that will benefit each and every person that we come across. And that presenting our information to them, not selling, presenting our information. No one likes to be sold. So you have to present our information, find out if it's a perfect fit for this individual, and if it's not, don't share your information. But if it's a perfect fit, share the information. Don't sell someone, share it, okay? So in order for you to get to where you need to be, it is no secret formula, is no secret machine, no secret app that posts things in Facebook, is no secret marketing strategy. The first thing that you must overcome is fear. Fear you have to get over fear of not knowing something to acquire the knowledge to acquire it, okay? So next slide. What is fear? Fear is an emotion induced by a threat perceived by a living entity, which causes a change in the brain and organ function and ultimately a change in behavior, such as running away, hiding, or freezing from traumatic events. Fear may occur in response to a specific stimulus happening in the present or in a future situation, which is perceived as risk to health or life, status, power, security, or in the case of human wealth, of anything held valuable. All right? The fear response arises from a perception of danger leading to confrontation with or escape from avoiding the threat, also known as the fight or flight response, which is extreme cases of fear, horror, and terror can be a freeze response or paralysis. All right. In humans and animals, fear is modulated by the process of cognition and learning. Thus, fear is judged as rational and appropriate and irrational or inappropriate. Okay? An irrational fear is called a phobia. Okay? So we induce fear is only what we make it to be. It's an emotion. We can control our emotions, ladies and gentlemen. So once you control your emotions on fear, you can move to the next step of your skills. So it is my hope by this training tonight, you could sit back after you get off this training and pinpoint what's your fear. And once you pinpoint your fear, you will work on getting over that fear, because fear, the only fear you have is in between your head, in between your ears. We're inducing fear within ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to us to alleviate that fear. All right? So let's talk about failure a little bit, okay? I failed my exam in some subjects, but my friend passed. Now he's an engineer in Microsoft, and I'm the owner, Bill Gates. Think of that. Bill Gates failed some subjects, and his friend passed. However, he's the CEO, and his friend is working for him. So think about it. Just because you fail doesn't mean that you can't be successful. Just keep going. You have to learn in order to be successful. Bill Gates is a proven fact. It's just an example of how you can still be successful and fail, but get over your fear to become successful. Okay? And failure is man's inability to reach his goals in life, whatever they may be. And that's all failure is. Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds. The only way you're a failure at losing 10 pounds is you never lose 10 pounds. You don't have no timetable on it. Okay? Now, the only way you're a failure in not building your business is if you give up. It's no secret, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if it takes you 2 years. But within those 2 years, you're learning the skills. If you're actively on these types of training calls to understand where you need to be and where you need to go and what to work on, okay? You only fail if you don't try, ladies and gentlemen. So I commend each and every one of you that's on this webinar tonight or on the phone tonight, or even the ones that's going to watch this recorded training at a later date. I truly commend you, because you don't have to be doing this, okay? You don't have to listen to Keith Jones. I'm no one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just trying to help you understand what I realize, okay? You must learn how to fail in order to succeed, okay? Everyone fails the same way. It doesn't matter. We all fail the same way, okay? But no two people succeed the same way. I might succeed in my business doing it one way, offline, talking to people, or online, talking to people, or using YouTube or doing blogs. I might, there's so many ways to succeed as long as you learn how to build that particular sales funnel, that particular way. But no two people can succeed the same way. Our paths are different. I'm from Ohio. You from where you come from. Our paths are different. However, everyone fails the same way, because the only way you fail is if you quit. I don't care if I'm from Ohio, Canada, Jamaica, whatever the case may be. The only way I fail is if I quit. The only way you fail is if you quit. All right? That's the only way, ladies and gentlemen. And I do want to share this with you. Let me make sure I bring this up real quick. I posted this on my page. It's not there, but I'm going to share this with you, okay? When we start something and do not complete it, or make a resolution and do not keep it, we are forming the habit of failure. I'm going to recite that one more time. When we start something and do not complete it, or make a resolution, like New Year's resolution, we all make New Year's resolutions, and we never follow through, or make a resolution and do not keep it, we are forming the habit of failure. Ladies and gentlemen, that is so powerful right there. Why start something and you're not going to complete what you start? All are you doing is creating a habit of failure. So it's okay. What you're telling your subconscious is, I started this and I gave up. So it's okay for me to start something else and give up. That's what you're telling yourself. You're building a bad habit and you don't even know it, because that's how we were taught. Some of us, at least, or that's how we taught ourselves. See, if you never give up on the small things, when it comes to the huge ones, your subconscious yourself won't let you give up. It don't. So my advice is to don't start something. Don't start getting on these calls if you're just going to give up tomorrow or next week. Don't start something that you're going to quit later on down the line, because all you're doing is laying the foundation to fail and become a failure. All right? Next slide. So what is failure? Failure is the state or condition of not meeting a desirable or intended objective, and may be viewed as the opposite of success. No more failure. 100% guarantee. Really? Surely. There must be a catch. There's no catch, ladies and gentlemen. There's no catch. The only catch is, don't start something that you're not willing to follow through with. That's the catch. That's the fine print with failure. Failure does not have any timetable. I'm sorry. Success doesn't have any timetable. I don't care if you fail at something. You're not a failure until you quit. All right? So that's the only catch. Right. So what does it all come down to? Ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to either good habits or bad habits. It's that simple. Either you're going to start working on changing your good habits to bad habits, or your bad habits to good habits. All right? See, if you start something and you know you're not going to be able to fulfill or finish, and you give up, you're creating a bad habit. We live in our tendencies, and everything we do is based on habits, ladies and gentlemen. It's just like, whatever, if you have bad habits, your life is going to reflect bad habits. If you have good habits, your life is going to reflect good habits. Prime example is a drug addict. A drug addict is using drugs, which is a bad habit. And his life is going to reflect that bad habit. Look at a drug addict. Sooner or later, he's going to get to a point where his life is just reflecting it, and he's lost himself, and it's just a habit. However, you have individuals that display good habits, and they make promises and always follow through. They do things like, keep promises. They start projects and always follow through. They're good habits. That's like starting Four Corners Alliance Group, ladies and gentlemen. You might not be where you at right now. Cool. Everybody's path is not the same path. However, are you going to have a bad habit and quit, then go and look at another business, do that for a month, then quit that business? You already starting that bad habit. Or are you going to go in there, find out how to utilize the skills that we're attempting to teach you, and get better? Get better. Follow through. Make it to level 6. And when you make it to level 6, you're going to feel a sense of accomplishment and teach your team to do the same thing that which you've learned. So you could be that mentor. You could be that leader to explain to them, ladies and gentlemen, the only reason why you're not getting to where you want to be is because of either good habits or bad habits. Do you have fear in your heart? Are you starting things and you know you're not going to finish them? So you're building that bad habit of failure. It's like, I believe I said it last time, it's like, wanting to build a bridge. The individual can want to build a bridge, visualize the bridge in his mind and everything. However, if he start building that bridge without any blueprint, that bridge will not come to formation, mutation. However, if he knows he wants to build that bridge, but put in the time to create that blueprint and realize where every nook and cranny of that bridge is going to be, every piece of, metal is going to be placed, every bolt, every, piece of tool that they're going to use. So when that blueprint is done, they can go and show this blueprint to someone else, and they can actually, build that bridge. That's the same thing in life, ladies and gentlemen. We're the first. We're the beginning of this opportunity. So we have to create the blueprint. So when we bring in our teams 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, we already created the blueprint. That's why the ones that's in the beginning that stay and creates the blueprint makes the most money, because we laid the foundation. We're the ones that stayed. We didn't give in to those bad habits of thinking it's a business and it's truly us, because we give up too fast. All right? So that's what it comes down to. Either you're going to work on creating great habits, good habits, or you're going to continue to work within those bad habits that we already possess. Something has to give. All right. So how can we change habits? All right. The only way we can change habits is replacing them with good ones. That's the only way we can change bad habits, because replacing a bad habit with a good one. If you're known to quit before you succeed, follow through now. If you start something, make sure you see it through until it's done. If you're out of shape, that's a bad habit. You're not working out. How can you change it? Replace not working out with working out. It might hurt for a little bit, but you're replacing a good habit, and in return, you'll become healthy. Or stop eating junk food all the time. Start eating healthy. If you want to acquire a higher vocabulary, more leadership skills, start reading. Okay? If you're in a financial bind and things of that nature, and you're looking to save more money, start spending less. It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. All right? The law of giving to receiving. If you want something in life, if you want more people, more positive people in your life, stop being negative and start putting out more love. Whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen, as far as giving and receiving, if you want people, mentors, to help you with your business, start helping those in your business that you know more of it. The word's going to get out. People's going to see. Even if you can't answer a question, point them in the right direction to the individual that can answer their question. Become a giver, okay? Working on the within first to change the without. Meaning, in order to expand your business, you have to work on yourself. Everything starts within yourself. It's like we always talk about, or I do anyway, planting the seed, and sooner or later the harvest will come. That's the only thing we can do, ladies and gentlemen, is plant the seed. However, when we plant that seed, where do we plant it? We plant it in the dirt, in a dark place. No light is there yet. We plant the seed in the dirt. See, all of us is in a dark place right now. Because we're in a dark place because we want better. We had to get to a dark place in our life where we just want change. We want more money. We want to spend more time with our family. I'm tired of going to work. We all have been in a dark place. It's a good thing, because now we have an opportunity to find out what it is we truly want and work on ourselves first. If we don't work on ourselves, and I mean by working on yourself is changing these habits. changing all these habits that we have. Maybe you're exceptional and you don't have no bad habits. I'm not talking to you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking to the ones that truly could be honest with themselves and know and see and think about their bad habits. Because whatever habits you have right now in life, smoking, drinking, not following through on your work, whatever it is, laziness, not reading, whatever it is, that's the reason why you're at where you're at right now. It's that simple. Our habits dictate our outcome in life. Change your habit, change your outcome in life. However, don't be afraid of fear and embrace failure. Okay? So let me go ahead. Finding your why. I'm sorry, I should have put that R there. So finding your why. Why is it you want to become successful? Why is it that you want to build this business? See, if you thought you were gonna get on this phone and I was gonna tell you how to use an autoresponder and this, that, and the third about the business, I'm sorry. But I also realize that you need to find out what really pushes the business. And it's you, ladies and gentlemen. It's the person inside of you. And I would be doing a disjustice if I would just tell you that I have this magic autoresponder here, or I hear some scripts or whatever the case may be that would change your business, because you could use those things, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't change who you are within, that wouldn't work. It wouldn't. It might work for a second, but the type of success that you're looking for, you need to change the person inside of you first. Because when you change the person inside of you, you start attracting the person or the individual that you become. If you start helping more people, you know who's going to be attracted to you? Those who help people as well. All right? So all is very important. So I hope you understand where I'm going with this, but I'm going to go ahead and move on. So, time management. I'm going to show you how this small thing could help you, start working on the world within. Because we all say we want to take, an hour and make calls. We all say we want to take an hour and go out and meet people. But unless it's written down, it's not true. See, it goes back to don't say something or don't start something that you know you're not going to complete. So I'm going to give you a strategy to complete these things. So the title of this exercise is called Oats, okay? And that stands for objectives, actions, time, and schedule. Oats. All right? So the difference between knowing what to do and doing it is whether or not we schedule it. If it isn't written, it isn't true. All right? So at the top of the page, what I would like you to do is put the date. And we're just scheduling in blocks of weeks. So today is Wednesday. You can start it off. You can start tomorrow. You can do it tonight. If you're serious, you would do this. If you're not going to follow up with this exercise, don't start it. Don't start building that habit of failure. All right? Do yourself a favor. If you know you're not going to do it, don't do it. All right? So at the date, so do it in 7-day increments. So, objectives for the week. Only you know what your objectives. It might be talk to 50 people in a total of 7 days. It might be whatever you have scheduled to do in your home, chores or whatever the case may be. Whatever your objectives for that particular week, write it down. Okay? Now, the A stands for actions required to meet those objectives. All right? In this section, what I need you to do is write down what you need to do to complete those objectives for the week. If it's reading a book, if it's going out to, a public place and meeting individuals, if it's picking up a phone to call some individuals about your business, this is where you write it down. Okay? T stands for time required to complete each action. All right? If you want to take an hour and get on the phone, write it down here. Okay? What day you want to complete it. And also add an extra 20% just in case you get in the flow and you don't want to quit. All right? And S stands for schedule it. Put it in writing. If it's not in writing, it isn't true. Put it in writing, ladies and gentlemen. Put it on your calendar. Go over this Oats form once a day, twice a day, when you wake up and before you go to bed, so you know what you have planned for the week. All right? A business that doesn't take inventory doesn't stay in business. Our business is inventory. All right? What did we do with our time? Review your objectives and action from the previous week and make adjustments if needed. All right? As your group grows, always schedule time with your family and personal recruiting time before working with your teammates, okay? This is very important, okay? So make sure, you schedule it, you review it, and you move forward. Again, this is recorded, and I will post the recording in the group tomorrow. So what do we do now, all right? And this is another exercise I want to give you, is you see the chair. What I'd like you to do is find a chair in a quiet place, ladies and gentlemen. Find a chair in a quiet place, and no one is around, whatever the case may be. And I want you to sit in that chair and just relax. Don't move a muscle. Just sit down, get in a comfortable spot, and just relax. So what I want you to do is get your phone or a timer or whatever the case may be and place it for 15 minutes. I want you to stay perfectly still without moving a bone in your body, scratching your nose, wherever you have to sit perfectly still. But most, if you haven't tried this, I believe I expressed this 2 weeks ago in my last training. And if you have done it, if you was on that training, hopefully you'll see it was a little bit harder than you expected. However, the more you practice, the better you get. All right, so sit perfectly still in a chair. All right, for those 15 minutes, I would like you just to focus on what's your core need? What do you need? What would make you happy? Focus on these things, and you will find answers that you never thought you had inside of you. All right, and just sit there for 15 minutes until that buzzer goes off, and just think about. You have to control this. Think about what would make you happy. How would you feel? Think about how would that make you feel? How would that smell? Weave in the 5 senses in this exercise. Do this for 2 weeks straight, 15 minutes a day. And you're going to find, and what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is we're building good habits. Don't start it if you're not going to finish. Okay? We're building habits. It's about good habits. The only way that we're going to realize the answers to what we seek is by the power of thought. That's the most powerful thing there is in this planet, in this world within us, is the power of thought. The power of thought created the airplane. The power of thought created the computer. The power of thought created the phone that you're on. There's nothing more powerful than the power of thought. So now we need to start working on the power of thought. All right? 1 second. Great. So once you do this, you will plant the seeds of success. Like I said, the seeds are in a dark place. The power of thought is in a dark place. Think about it. We all was once an embryo, a child. We was in our parents' belly for 9+ months. However, that was a seed. We say, as a man, that's my seed right there. That was my seed. However, where was the seed created? In a dark place. The power of thought is in a dark place. We're already in a dark place. You wouldn't be on this phone if you didn't want better for yourself. So utilize that power. Sit still, meditate for 15 minutes, can plant the seed to success. All right? So thank you for joining me today. Again, you could have been a million and one places, but you chose to jump on my training, and I'm so grateful to be a service to each and every one of you, and I hope that you really learned something, and I was able to touch a couple people out there with my passion of why you need to utilize that dark place, meditate, and stop being afraid of fear. Stop being afraid that you know you're not going to complete because you're starting a habit of failure. All right? I'm going to leave you with this. Success doesn't happen overnight. Success becomes a reality when you create more good habits than you have bad. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, the Coach Jones. It was my pleasure to serve you tonight. It is my time, and I will see you next week with Andre Campbell. We'll be doing the training. And last announcement as well, this Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Financially Free Club will have Mr. David Harrison on the call, on their call. And we will post that information in the groups as well, so stay posted. But he's going to start talking to you about some exciting things, our escrow account, and also the sixth stream of income that they're implementing in Four Corners Alliance Group. So I'm very excited. Please be on the lookout in the groups for that information. And again, thank you for your time, and I'll see you at the top. Thank you, and God bless. Good night.